The microwave clock glowed in the dim kitchen, like a quiet, cruel reminder. 11:47 p.m. Each number pulsed faintly, as if mocking me with its eerie regularity. She said she'd be late again. Another meeting, more networking, yet another looming deadline. The same lines, the same stories, all polished and prepared like the lines in a tired script. Lies. That's all they were. I wanted so badly to believe her, and maybe for a time I did. But I wasn't stupid. Just a man clinging to the last frayed threads of something that had once meant everything to him. The silence of the house pressed in on me. It wasn't peaceful. It was heavy, a kind of hush that makes the smallest sound thunderous, like the pounding of my own heart, growing louder, more erratic with every second. I'd been pacing for over an hour, the floorboard beneath my feet creaking in protest, echoing my restlessness and dread. My mind wouldn't stop spinning. Every conversation we'd had, every missed call, every distant look at her eyes, it all played on a loop. I even tried to tell myself it was paranoia, insecurity maybe. But deep down I knew the truth. And tonight, I had the proof to silence every doubt. Weeks ago, I had installed security cameras under the guise of rising neighborhood crime. It was a flimsy excuse, but she bought it. She even smiled when I said we could use it to check on the dogs while we were away. I remember that smile now. It hadn't reached her eyes. I saw that clearly in hindsight. There was only one camera I really cared about, the one hidden inside a potted plant in the living room. She never suspected it. Now I sat on the couch, remote in hand, fingers trembling. I turned on the TV, flipping to the live feed. The living room was empty, washed in silver moonlight bleeding through sheer curtains. Then I heard it, the faint creak of the front door opening. A small sound, but it hit me like an explosion. A silhouette entered. Her silhouette. Familiar, yet now somehow alien. Her movements were too careful, too precise, the movements of someone trying not to be heard. She slipped off her heels by the door, not bothering to line them up neatly like she usually did. She didn't look drained from a long meeting. Her face was calm, her makeup still too perfect, her hair tousled just enough to be suspicious, and her lips, a touch too red. But it was a smirk that did it. Subtle, fleeting but real. A quiet expression of satisfaction, maybe even triumph. I pressed pause. There, frozen on the screen, was the face of someone I barely recognized anymore. I inhaled shakily. The moment I had dreaded and prepared for was here. I hadn't planned to scream or argue. This wasn't about emotion. It was about truth. Cold, undeniable truth. For weeks I've been collecting everything. Audio, video, texts, emails. Every lie cataloged. Every betrayal documented. Copies were on hard drives, cloud storage, tucked into folders she'd never find. My phone buzzed, my sister. Asterisk, remember what we talked about. Stay strong. Asterisk, a small, sad smile tugged at my lips. She had warned me. She saw what I didn't, or refused to see. The way my partner had become someone else. I dismissed her concerns. Too in love, too hopeful. I hit play again. She walked into the living room, her eyes landing on the TV. Then she saw it. The footage was from just an hour earlier. A time-stamped recording. A hotel room. Him, Mark, her colleague. Their bodies wrapped around each other in a tangle of deceit. It was raw, undeniable, obscene. Every detail was captured, from the generic art on the hotel wall to the brand of water bottle on the nightstand. It was damning. Her reaction was immediate. She froze, eyes wide, mouth parting in a silent gasp. She staggered back, her hand covering her mouth. Color drained from her face. She was watching herself, her own betrayal replayed for both of us to see. She crumpled to the floor, knees hitting the carpet like the final note of a tragic song. Her voice came out in a broken whisper. "Where did you get that?" I didn't respond. I didn't move. I just let the video play, let her watch every shameful second. When it ended, the screen went black, and the silence that followed was thick with shock. She trembled, struggling to breathe through her tears. "How long?" she asked, her voice no more than a whisper. "Long enough," I said, without a trace of hesitation. No, please. It didn't mean anything, she cried, the desperation in her voice unmistakable. But I'd heard it all before. I'd seen those tears before. They were never for me. Never for the damage she caused. It meant enough to lie. Enough to betray me, I said calmly. That's all that matters. I reached for the side table and dropped a thick manila envelope onto the coffee table. Her eyes snapped to it, her fear almost palpable. She reached for it, but I stopped her. Not yet. I opened it myself. Inside, printed emails, photographs, timestamps, bank statements, all the pieces she thought she'd hidden from me. Her nights out weren't yoga classes or late meetings. They were rendezvous and hotel check-ins. It was all there in black and white. She shook her head in denial. This is just paperwork. It's not the whole story. But I said nothing. I simply walked to my desk and retrieved a small USB drive. Holding it between my fingers, I met her eyes. This, I said, contains everything. The footage, the texts, the calls, and more. Every cruel thing you said behind my back. Every message mocking me. Every time you lied to your friends about who we were. Her breath caught in her throat. What are you going to do? I smiled, but it wasn't kind. It was a smile of someone who had nothing left to lose. I'm going to make sure everyone sees the real you. She broke. Her face collapsed into sobs. All defenses gone. She'd never imagined I'd fight back, never thought I could. In her mind, I was always the quiet one, the forgiving one. But she'd broken that part of me beyond repair. Please, she whispered, voice cracking. Don't do this. What do you want? I'll do anything. I pointed at the door. Leave. Now. Take your things. You have until 10 a.m. If you're still here, I'll call the police. She stared at me, stunned, but I was already gone inside. No more second chances. No more words. She stood slowly, her legs shaky. She didn't say another word. She didn't beg again. She just walked out, leaving her heels behind. Abandoned, like the illusion we once shared. I watched her go, waiting for the rush of vindication. But it never came. What settled over me instead was a strange emptiness. The fury had burned out. The pain remained, but was quiet now, dormant. I turned off the TV. The house fell into a different kind of silence. Not the silence of waiting, but of ending, of finality. I scanned the room. This place, once full of memories and warmth, felt hollow now. Not because she was gone, but because the version of us that lived here had been gone for a long time. The walls still held the echoes of laughter and love, but they were just that, echoes, distant, unreachable. I stood and walked to the bedroom, grabbing a duffel bag. I didn't want to stay here either. It wasn't home anymore. Just a shell, a memory. I packed only what mattered, some clothes, documents, my laptop. Everything else could stay. I didn't need it. Not anymore. My phone buzzed. Another message from my sister. You okay? I stared at the screen for a long moment, then typed back. Asterisk, yeah. I will be. Asterisk. And I meant it. I stepped outside, the cool night air wrapping around me. It smelled like rain, clean new, like a world being washed as something old. I locked the door behind me and dropped the key into the mailbox. I didn't need it anymore. I walked toward my car and never looked back. Not at the house. Not at the pain. Not at the past. I didn't need revenge. I just needed freedom.